Hiya folks, Surat here one more time apparently with Let's Play the Pandora Directive. That's right folks, it is time for the 4th Tex Murphy game. Hopefully this is following pretty much right after Darkwing Duck, so hey, my last video there didn't lie to you. That's my hope anyway. This is quite a ways in advance, but hey, considering I already had the catastrophic save failure with game number 3, I figure I needed to get this one kind of started and going long before I'd actually need the videos, just in case I have another catastrophic failure and have to restart. Since, as you'll see, the load and save options aren't lit up, so I don't have a game to load from. I don't have a pre-built-in game to load from like I did with Tex Murphy 3, which would allow me to start pretty much wherever I really needed to. Okay, now I've already killed, what, a minute? Something like that just talking. So what we are going to do is start our new game, and this is already going to be a 2-part video at the very least. This is a long intro. So once again, we are Let's Play. Now, we can play entertainment or game players. We recommend that everyone except experienced game players select the entertainment level the first time through. There are hints available as well as an option to bypass some more difficult puzzles. The game players is very challenging and should be selected only by experienced game players or by players who have already gone through the entertainment level. No hints, but instead of only 1,500 points, you can get 4,000. In addition, there are bonus locations and puzzles. Both levels have 3 narrative paths through the story, leading to a total of 7 combined endings. That's right, we're looking at an adventure game with multiple endings. I don't know of any other adventure game, at least as of 1996, that had multiple endings, let alone 7 of them. There could be others, but I don't know them. But I've played this game before. I played it when it first came out, and this is one of my all-time favorite games. Let alone, it's probably my favorite adventure game I've ever played. I put it above King's Quest 6, I put it above Sam & Max Hit the Road, and I put it above the Monkey Island games, just because of the setting. I love the noir setting, if you can't tell, and the Sam & Max games may eventually work their way into my Let's Playing. I hope I find a reason to put them in with Hit the Road and even the stuff that Telltale released. But that's enough blathering on for me. We are a game player. We are a Let's Player. We play games. I may be trying to entertain you, but I'm a Let's Player, folks. We're going to go all out. We're going to see how close we can get to 4,000 points. All that good stuff. Besides, most of this should be relatively easy for me. So, I select Game Player, and now we've got a long intro. But here it is. The story can move along 3 different paths to a total of 7 combined endings. To play, Mission Street. We've got to be thoughtful, kind, and choose the high road. We got to be a saint. Lombard Street, stay neutral, maybe a little naive. I feel that may be the most natural thing in the world for Tex, is to kind of be in that gray area. But for this Let's Play, I'm shooting for Mission Street, just because that is the best ending. I use best in quotes, because yeah, you get the happiest of all happy endings, but Lombard Street may be considered the best for canonical reasons, just because Tex is not that perfect of a guy. He is a really nice guy. There's no doubt about that. I mean, he takes on cases with very little hope of actually getting paid for them sometimes. And in general, well, I believe you'll see more about his character as this game goes on. You should have already inferred it from the previous 3 games. But a tutorial of how to use the virtual world engine is available in the help system. To see the tutorial, click on the question mark on the main console, then on the tutorial button in the upper right corner of the help screen. The interface works exactly the same as it did the last game, so that requires no getting used to if you've played part 3 under Killing Moon. And here we go. Matter of fact, I'm going to shut up and let this play. See you guys when it's over.
You know, I'm turning 30 tomorrow. Did you know that?
Well, happy birthday. You know, I was just thinking you don't look a day over 25.
Liar. I don't know. I've just been feeling very stuck lately. You know, I cannot remember the last time I was surprised by anything. Can you?
The last time I was surprised was by you. Well, you know what I mean. I'm just surprised that we're able to stay good friends.
I've been thinking about moving. Maybe Phoenix. I've got an old college friend that lives down there, and she says it's nice. I think the change would do me good. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you'll love it down there. 'Cause there's square dancing and 10-gallon hats and armadillo hunting.
And macho yokels with names like Tex.
Okay, that's yours.
So tell me, what do you think? You think I should go or not?
Well, you know, Arizona may seem like a much more exciting place than San Francisco, but it's dangerous down there. At least around here, you got your friends checking out for you.
It's dangerous everywhere. I mean, especially here. I mean, did you hear about that co-ed? Someone murdered her in her own bedroom.
I didn't hear about that. Who killed her?
Well, the newspaper said it must be a serial killer. They gave him some kind of crazy name. I don't know. I can't remember what they called him.
Well, doesn't that stuff scare you? I mean, I'm a tough guy, and it scares me.
I appreciate your concern, Tex, but I have been fine on my own for a long time. Looks like the rain's letting up. I'm going home.
Got a big date?
Oh, yeah. Cary Grant and a pint of Haagen-Dazs. Hold me down. See you later.
What a schmuck.
What?
Chelsea was giving you opportunities all evening and you blew every one of them. The son PI you are. Well, you wouldn't know a clue if it walked up and punched you in the face.
Listen, all I know is, every time I try and ask her out, she turns me down.
It's from the distinguished gentleman in the corner.
You bought me a drink?
He bought you a bourbon.
Oh, good evening, good evening. Gordon Fitzpatrick is my name. Please sit down, sir. You know, I am not in the habit of eavesdropping, but I do believe I heard someone say that you were a private detective.
That's right. I'm a licensed private investigator.
Oh, delightful. It's a pleasure indeed to meet you, and your name?
Murphy. Tex Murphy.
Tex Murphy. Well. This is fine. Now listen, let me ask you this, Mr. Tex Murphy. Have you in your work ever had the occasion to seek for a missing person?
Sure. I can do that.
Well, then perhaps we could do some business.
I think we can work something out. My office is just around the corner, the Ritz Hotel.
Why don't we go there? I like your office. Oh, yes, the ambiance is very authentic. Reminds me of those, those old detective stories that I used to watch when I was a kid. I'm sure that at any moment, Sam Spade is going to come marching through that door, but then who needs Sam Spade when I've got Tex Murphy standing in front of me? Did you always want to be a private eye?
As far back as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you have a seat, Mr.
Thank you.
Yeah? While all the other kids were logged on to Sesame Street Interactive, I was reading Hammett and Chandler.
It must be quite an exciting life.
Oh, it's got its moments. Don't get me wrong, it's not like the movies. It sure as hell doesn't pay very well. But it suits me. So what can I do for you, Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Well, I'm trying to find an old acquaintance of mine, Thomas Malloy, Dr. Thomas Malloy. The last official address for him that I have is the Ritz Hotel. Now, do you happen to know him?
I'd say that I do.
It's very important that I find him. You know, let me give you a little background. For many years, I was a research scientist, and I worked alongside Dr. Malloy. But about 20 years ago, maybe, I guess something like that, our paths diverged, and I lost touch with him, and he with me. And then very recently, I saw a photograph of him in a local newspaper. Now, it's a strange thing how time is such a natural equalizer. Makes us appreciate the faces from one's past. At any rate, the older gentleman in that photograph is Dr. Malloy. And I contacted the newspaper to find out where the photograph had been taken. It was at the San Francisco Technical University. Well, I hiked right out there, got to the campus, and decided to look the man up and surprise him. Even with that photograph, no one recognized him, no one knew his name. But then I received a strange phone call from a young woman named Sandra. The man I knew as Thomas Malloy, she knew as Tyson Matthews. She seemed quite uncomfortable talking on the vid phone, so I suggested we meet. She never showed up for that appointment.
You never heard from her again?
You know, it's strange. But this simple, whimsical wish of mine to get together with my old friend has materialized into, I don't know, I feel a sense of impending doom. I fear for the young woman, and I fear for my friend, Dr. Malloy.
It sounds interesting. I think I can look into this for you.
Thank you. Now, you'll have to refresh my memory. How much is your fee? How does it work?
I charge $500 a day.
Of course.
Plus expenses.
Naturally. There, that should be enough to get you started. And here somewhere, there you go. I could be reached at that number.
I'll be in touch.
I feel we're off to a good start.
All right, Mr. Fitzpatrick. This is the first cash I've had in months. $4 grand. I owe Louis $200, and Rook says I owe him $300. But there should be plenty left over. Yes, sir. Things are definitely looking up. Fitzpatrick didn't give me much to go on. Just the newspaper photo of Malloy and the fact that Malloy stayed here at the Ritz. And there's that girl Fitzpatrick referred to, Sandra. Maybe I can track her down. First I need to find out which apartment Malloy was staying in and then get into it. That means I gotta deal with Nilo, my landlord. It's the second week of April and I'm a little late on my February rent payment.
So, thus begins the fourth adventure of Tex Murphy in the Pandora Directive. Now, I mean, you see there's still some nice sense of humor, but we've got a little bit more serious. So, I don't want to get too deeply into it because, I mean, I can walk around here for a little while. This is already a 2-part episode anyway, for an intro. But, it still works exactly the same as it used to, only Tex's apartment is a little bigger. And when we come back, the next video, I will look around and start examining things and poking anything that isn't a box. But we can look.
This door leads downstairs.
And see, we can still switch between
This door connects to my rec room.
We can still switch between the
The guy who sold me this hormonotron said it would make women obsolete in my life. But I can't get it to work.
well, who knows what that is actually supposed to do? A hormonotron. Yeesh. But I don't want to spend too much longer looking around here. For the simple fact that, I'll get into actually playing the game for, the official part 1. This is just to show off the intro, talk a little bit, and let the nostalgia wash over me as I watch these old cutscenes and see people like Kevin McCarthy actually put a pretty decent amount of work into their role here. Some of you will probably know Kevin McCarthy best from his when he was the evil station director, R.J. Fletcher, in UHF, the movie Weird Al starred in back in the late 80s. You may or may not recognize a lot of the other people in this, but there are a few named actors just like the last time, and just like the last time we have a fair amount of bit parts. Played by writers, producers, things like that, but they actually do a pretty decent job acting, getting into their roles, etc. So, with this, I will do what I did last time, that last game, and hopefully, yes, I want to call Let's Play 01. Save. And we'll put a start. Start works. So until next time, folks, where we begin playing the Pandora Directive, I'll see you then. Take care, people. See you later.